We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 3, text 14. Anad bhavanti bhutani parjanayad annasambhavaha yagnad bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhavaha. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yagya, sacrifice, and yagya is born of prescribed duties. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, a great commentator on the Bhagavad Gita, writes as follows: Ye indradi angat yavastitam yagyam sarveshwaram vishnum abhyarchyatak chesam ashanti tena taddeha yatram sampadayanti te shantaha sarveshwarasya yagya purushasya bhakta sarva kilvisher anadi kala vivrider Atmanubhava pratibandha care nikhile paper vimuchyante. The Supreme Lord, who is known as the Yagya Purush, or the personal beneficiary of all sacrifices, is the master of all the demigods who serve him as the different limbs of the body serve the whole. So Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan is one of the great acharyas in our line. He's written very excellent commentary on Bhagavad Gita. And so what does he say? That the different demigods, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Durga Devi, Lord Ganesh, all Indra, Chandra, Surya, there's so many, there are 33 crore demigods. And who are they? They are the different limbs of the body. Of who? Of the Supreme Lord. And what they are doing? They're serving the Supreme Lord. They're serving their master. And who is their master? The Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. So all the demigods, the 33 crore demigods, they are the servants of Sri Krishna. So demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna are appointed officers who manage material affairs. And the Vedas direct sacrifices to satisfy these demigods so that they may be pleased to supply air, light, and water sufficiently to produce food grains. So there are so many Vedic rituals to satisfy these demigods. For like we hear also the Indra Puja, so that there is enough rain. And then there is Surya Puja, so there is, we can get good health, like that, proper grains. So in the Vedas, there is this Karmakand section. That's the section of the Karmakand which deals with sacrifice to the demigods, so that we can get enough things to live happily, to keep the material body very satisfied and keep it very comfortable. So when Lord Krishna is worshipped, the demigods who are different limbs of the Lord are also automatically worshipped. Therefore, there is no separate need to worship the demigods. So there are 33 crore demigods. Now, if we have to worship each and every demigod, it will take us lifetimes. So what is Krishna recommending is, you just worship me. They are all working under my direction. You do not need to worship demigods separately. You respect them, yes, but you do not need to offer puja to them. You do not need to worship them. It's only when we worship Lord Krishna, automatically all the demigods are worshipped. They're automatically happy. They're automatically satisfied because their Lord is satisfied. Their Lord is glorified. So they are happy in that. They don't like it, in fact, when they are separately worshipped. It's like we bribe the government officers to do some work. Here, of course, the government officers are corrupt, but the demigods are not corrupt, So they don't like that. They're saying you go directly to the president, to Krishna. So then, and that's how the demigods are pleased. That's the proper way to please the demigods, when we become devotees of Krishna. For this reason, the devotees of the Lord who are in Krishna consciousness offer food to Krishna and then eat, a process which nourishes the body spiritually. By such an action, not only are past sinful reactions in the body vanquished, but the body becomes immunized to all contamination of material nature. So the devotees of the Lord, They first offer the food to Krishna and then they accept it as prasad. So it becomes spiritual food. So it helps us to maintain the body also nicely, and spiritually it helps us. It takes away all the past sinful reactions. It acts as, it protects our consciousness. It helps to maintain a spiritual consciousness. So when there is an epidemic disease, an antiseptic vaccine protects a person from the attack of such an epidemic. Similarly, food offered to Lord Vishnu and then taken by us makes us sufficiently resistant to material affection. And one who is accustomed to this practice is called a devotee of the Lord. So vaccine, now we know everyone is talking of vaccines. We are all taking our vaccines to protect us from COVID. So we are in this material world. We are living in this material atmosphere, but we are the spirit soul. So what is the antiseptic vaccine for the soul? Have Krishna Prasad. Hear and chant the holy name. Then that protects us from the attack of Maya Devi. What is that? Attacks us from to protect us from forgetting our true self, who we truly are. That is what Maya, forgetfulness of a true nature. So that's why self-realization. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness who eats only food offered to Krishna can counteract all reactions of past material infections, which are impediments to the progress of self-realization. So a devotee, he offers his food first to Krishna and then he accepts it as Krishna Prasad to protect the consciousness so that the consciousness can be always fixed in Krishna. That's the reason the devotee offers the food to Krishna. And also as a gratitude, everything is given by Krishna. The food is also given by Krishna. So it helps his consciousness, helps us to understand that, yes, this is Krishna's mercy, I'm getting it, helps us to purify our senses. So on the other hand, one who does not do so continues to increase the volume of sinful action. And this prepares the next body to resemble dogs and hogs, to suffer the resultant reactions of all sins. The material world is full of contaminations, and one who is immunized by accepting prasadam of the Lord, food offered to Vishnu, is safe from the attack, whereas one who does not do so becomes subjected to contamination. So we want to protect ourselves from material contamination. We offer food to the Lord, offer the food to Krishna, to Lord Vishnu, and then we accept that prasad. So our consciousness can be maintained on the spiritual platform and very easy to do, to get self-realization then. Very easy. Food grains or vegetables are factually eatables. The human being eats different kinds of food grains, vegetables, fruits, etc. And the animals eats the refuse of the food grains and vegetables, grass, plants, etc. Human beings who are accustomed to eating meat and flesh must also depend on the production of vegetation in order to eat the animals. Therefore, ultimately, we have to depend on the production of the field and not on the production of big factories. So people will say, I don't eat fruits, vegetables, I eat only meat. So, but what is this meat? This meat is an animal. Now it's been cut up and packaged and put in the supermarket, but this was an animal, and this animal was eating also food grains. So all the living entities are dependent on this food grains, agricultural products, which are produced in the farms, not the big factories. The field production is due to sufficient rain from the sky, and such rains are controlled by demigods like Indra, sun, moon, etc. And they are all servants of the Lord. The Lord can be satisfied by sacrifices. Therefore, one who cannot perform them will find himself in scarcity. That is the law of nature. So to have sufficient rain, sufficient supply of food grain, milk, vegetables, food products, we have to offer sacrifices. And the sacrifice for this age of Kali is Sankirtan Yajna. The Yajna, specifically the Sankirtan Yajna, prescribed for this age, must therefore be performed to save us, at least from scarcity of food supply. So we can see that Sankirtan Yagya helps us not only for self-realization, but also to maintain the body properly, to get all the needs of the body, so that all the needs of the body are met, to have a peaceful life here while we are in the body, and at the end of life, to give up this body and go back home, back to Godhead. And Sankirtan Yagya, hearing and chanting the names of the Lord, hearing and chanting the Ma Mantra, reading from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So it is very easy. In Kali Yuga, we have been given this most easy method. We just have to do it. So we can be happy here. All our necessities are met here. And at the end of life, we can go back home, back to Godhead. Any questions or comments?
Everything is clear.
Thank you so
Very
much.
nice explanation.
Oh, thank you for your encouragement. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here for today. Kali Yuga Dharma, Hari Nam Sankirtan. All the Vedas say that. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.